You already know it's a Pyrite Town Punks production.
Alright, seems like we're getting started. Okay, so Oops brought the Zapdos, Steelix, Milotic, Weezing, Medicham and Miltank, whereas Teamcap brought the Golduck, Medicham, Tauros, Dusclops, Electrode and Ferret. No Charizard or Nuzleaf or whatever else, Whiscash from Teamcap. And what did Oops leave at home? Let me have a look at the dock. Oops did not, so Teamcap also did not bring the Lombre. And Oops decided to leave his Jumpluff, Rapidash, Whiscash and Espeon at home. So no Espeon coming out from Oops, that's interesting. There could have been something to at least speed tie the Tauros. So Tauros is looking pretty strong in this matchup. It's the fastest Mon. And I mean, Electrode is of course faster, but nothing on Oops' team even speed ties Tauros. Oops with the very interesting nicknames. Zugzwang the Milotic, Skewer the Miltank, Pin the Medicham, Sacrifice. Alright, that says a lot about what Weezing's role is. Desperado the Zapdos and Fork the Steelix, whereas for Teamcap we got Dry Run the Golduck, Pigpen the Medicham, Double King the Tauros, Donks the Dusclops, of course Throat Note the Electrode makes a comeback, and then Man Spaghetti the Ferret. So we're all waiting for Oops to choose his last Mon. I could see a Electrode Dusclops lead coming out from Teamcap. I could see Medicham lead from Oops. Both of them could lead Medicham here for the fake out. I think the Zapdos lead always makes sense. I think Teamcap definitely wants to bring the Golduck because otherwise he's probably gonna struggle with the Steelix. He actually has no EQ immunities. Yeah, that's nothing to take an Earthquake. That's actually rough. That could be pretty rough here for Teamcap. Oh, okay, so Oops' nicknames are chess terms. I have to admit I was not educated enough to know that. But now I learned something new. So I guess they use German words in chess. Zugzwang. I guess there's probably no word in English, no translation of the German word Zugzwang. Just like Zeitgeist and Leitmotiv and all these other German words that there just aren't equivalents in other languages, so they just use the German word, I guess. Fork. Desperado is a chess term, that's interesting. I mean, pin makes sense, right? You can pin your opponent in chess. That's totally intuitive. Sacrifice makes sense, but Desperado? What is a Desperado in chess? Anyways, leading off with Throat Note the Electrode and Donks the Dusclops. Max HP Dusclops, of course. 8 HP EVs on Zapdos, max HP on Steelix. So Zapdos Steelix lead makes a lot of sense. Steelix can simply go ahead and spam Earthquake, for all I know. I'm not sure how exactly Teamcap is gonna handle the Earthquake threat. And of course, yeah, the Zapdos threatens the Golduck, which would be the only thing that really can one-hit KO the Steelix. So this is looking rough. This could be Imprison Earthquake though, so I'm gonna... We'll have to wait and see. Electrodes could boom here to get rid of the Zapdos. Electrode also has a lot of HP investment. I wanna say that's max HP. That's probably max HP Electrode. I guess it doesn't actually need much speed investment. Protect from the Electrode. And Zapdos goes for the substitute. Very, very smart here. Earthquake from the Steelix, of course. How much is Dusclops gonna take though? Okay, takes that relatively nicely. Will-O-Wisp. Oh, misses the Will-O-Wisp. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Unfortunate Willow miss. Lefties revealed on Dusclops. I mean, I think... I don't know, I feel like Dusclops should have been Imprison Earthquake. That could have been really good against that Steelix. Without Imprison, this Steelix is gonna be a huge problem. Even if it gets burned, it's still doing solid damage with Earthquake, I wanna say. Okay, I guess you can Intimidate. Yeah, Tauros comes in, is going to intimidate the Steelix. And even if it's burned, it can still do good damage with Explosion. Okay, after the Intimidate, Dusclops should be able to take that Earthquake. Oh, it got paralyzed though, that's unfortunate. Not a good start for Teamcap. And Oops just applying the immediate pressure and showing Teamcap the kind of hurdle that he will have to overcome in order to win the match. And now the Willow lands on the Steelix. Let's see, this could be a berry to heal it. Yeah, it's Lumberry. Oh my god. That's really rough for Teamcap. I think his main strategy for dealing with Steelix might have been that Will-O-Wisp. I'm not even sure if Tauros 2-hit KOs Steelix with Earthquake, I doubt it. Yeah, I don't think Tauros would 2-hit KO here. Zapdos is sitting safely behind a sub, can probably just one-shot the Tauros here actually. Okay, so Tauros goes for the return. He's going to break that sub. Yeah, and Zapdos retaliates with a Thunderbolt. Tauros does go down. So something will have to take an Earthquake, and nothing on Teamcap's team really wants to take an Earthquake. So the Zapdos has 8 HP EVs. I'm going to assume that it probably has some defense investment just to be able to live a double edge from Tauros, to not get one shot at any time, unless it gets crit. Okay, Electrode is able to take the -1 Earthquake. And it is Golduck last. Now the interesting thing is Golduck damp? In that case, Electrode can't even KO the Zapdos here. But let's see. Let's see if there's any way for Teamcap to come back into this. I guess you can set up the light screen though, so I guess you could light screen and then Hydro Pump. With light screen, I don't know how much HP this is on Golduck. It's definitely not max HP. I don't know if you can actually live a T-Bolt behind light screen, but let's see. I guess Teamcap calced for that. Let's see the damage. Yes, Golduck lives the T-Bolt. Misses the Hydro Pump though. Oh, that's unfortunate. That is quite unfortunate. However, because Oops still had his full team in the back, and both of these mons were at low HP, I think it's pretty safe to say that the game was over already anyways. I don't think he really had a good way to deal with Zapdos there. There's no way Electrode would have picked up the KO next turn. See? Oops. One oh. Let's see, Teamcap has to really do some heavy lifting here. This is a rough matchup. I think Tauros lead makes sense. Get the Intimidate off immediately. Threaten the Zapdos from the get-go. A double up with Tauros and Electro should definitely be able to KO the Zapdos. If the Electrode has T-Bolt, it could just be Mono Explosion for damage. We'll have to see. Or I guess you just lead Electrode Golduck. You can set up the light screen and just spam Hydro Pump. But of course then Zapdos, the Oops can just protect Steelix. I don't think it's a choice band. It's probably not a choice band. Yeah, there's no way. So you can probably protect Steelix and just T-Bolt. But let's see. I guess Teamcap could protect Golduck, set up a light screen to stall out the protect from Steelix. And anyway, like, Teamcap will have to get the reads right. This is looking like a really tough matchup. Yeah, his team definitely does not like going up against a Steelix. Medicham could put in work though, it definitely can do some damage into Steelix. Maybe it should be able to 2-hit KO. As long as it's invested in its attack. Right, it seems like we're waiting for Oops to choose his team. He's probably wondering if he should lead Medicham, which would be really good into a Tauros lead. If it's not a Tauros lead, I think Zapdos, Steelix... I mean, Zapdos, Steelix seems so solid. I don't think you have to change your lead. Alright, there we go. And it is going to be a Ferret Golduck lead. Alright. And it's once again Steelix Zapdos from Oops. So now the idea is you can always redirect those T-balls. Maybe Ferret can even take 2 T-balls. I wouldn't be surprised if it was able to do that. This is probably max HP. I don't know exactly what HP stat Ferret hits, but it seems like it's base 85. In that case, this would be max HP. And then if you also have max special defense, I want to say you're able to take 2 T-balls. So then Golduck can go for these Hydro Pumps, which should be able to one-shot a Steelix. But maybe the Zapdos has Light Screen too, let's see. But no, it already revealed. Substitute, so it's rather unlikely that it also has Light Screen. One play that Oops can make here, which is really safe, is to just protect the Steelix and substitute with Zapdos. Okay, actually withdraws the Steelix, probably bringing in Milotic, yes. So max HP Milotic hits the field. There's the Follow Me from Ferret. Substitute from Zapdos. What is Golduck doing? Hydro Pump. It's the Hydro. Alright, get some chip into my Lodic, but it's probably leftovers. It is leftovers, so that's not gonna matter much in the end. I guess you kinda have to switch Golduck out. But what can you even really switch into? I mean, I guess you can follow me again to have a safe switch in. My Lodic could just go for Icy Wind though. Yeah, if Teamcap switches in Tauros and it gets Icy Winded, that's really bad. Okay, no switches. It's just Protect from my Lodic. Why do you need to Protect there? There's the T-Bolt, let's see if it 2-hit KOs. It does 2-hit KO, oh. It's not exactly what Teamcap was hoping for. Alright, Ice Beam to break the sub. Not sure about the Protect on Milo. It didn't seem threatened at all. Unless Ferret had some kind of trick up its sleeve. Let's see, maybe Ferret can go for like a Helping Hand. Well, I don't think you go for a Helping Hand instead of Follow Me. Of course, you always have to redirect the T-Bolt. Although, if you are able to bring in the Tauros next to the Golduck, then at least you threaten a one-shot on the Zapdos now. Let's see, this is gonna be rough. Teamcap is basically on the back foot from the get-go. His team just doesn't really seem to have the same quality that Oops has. Alright, Zapdos switch out. Going into Miltank, okay. So we got a very bulky, very defensive core with Miltank and Milotic on Oops' side. Calm Mind though, okay. Interesting Calm Mind, what is Milotic going for? It's gonna Hydro Pump, it's going to connect. Calm Mind is interesting though, that should let Golduck survive one T-Bolt. And it's gonna hit pretty hard. So the sacrifice has been made from Ferret. And now the Tauros comes in. Gets a very nice Intimidate on Miltank. Let's see if it's White Herb. It's not White Herb. I'm gonna guess it's Choice Band actually. Even though it's intimidated, it could go for some pretty strong returns or double edges. Or even Body Slam. Easily put Golduck in knockout range of the next T-Bolt. I don't know what's in the back for Teamcap. It could be Dusclops again. Return from Tauros. Into the Miltank and gets the critical hit. That might be just what Teamcap needs to stay in the game right here. Now I'm gonna assume that Milotic will follow up with an Icy Wind, which is going to put the pressure on Tauros. Zapdos comes back in. Are we going to see... Oh, we see a Hydro Pump into the Zapdos? Yes. And it one-shots. Oh. Yo. This is looking rough for Oops all of a sudden. Yeah, there's the Icy Wind, but you lost your Zapdos, so Teamcap doesn't really care that much about the speed drop. Does get a crit on Tauros. This is probably in Hydro Pump range now, so I guess Milotic probably outspeeds the Tauros now. Well, it does need some speed investment to do that at -1. Okay, it still doesn't outspeed, so Tauros gets a return off into Milotic. Big damage over half. Now Golduck just needs to connect with this Hydro Pump. First we got Milotic firing off the Hydro Pump into Tauros. That doesn't even KO, wow, okay. And the Hydro Pump from Teamcap connecting into Steelix. We're going to a game 3, everybody. Let's go. The viewers rejoice at the sight of a game 3. So yeah, that was a wow. What a huge critical hit return. So yeah, Tauros really is a crazy threat for Oops. Because it's the fastest Mon, and a critical hit from the fastest Mon just destroys you. Alright, well there was a Protect from Milotic. But the return still gets the KO. Milotic goes down. And wow. Yeah, a win by Teamcap. Really lucky with the return crit. Though I wonder what would Miltank have done then. Well, since Milotic was going for the Icy Wind, Zapdos would have then outsped the Tauros. But I guess it still wasn't over for Teamcap. He still was in a decent position. So the Calm Mind Golduck really seems to be exactly what Teamcap needed. I wonder if you ever go Medicham Golduck to have the fake out for an almost guaranteed Calm Mind. But against a Zapdos Steelix lead, that doesn't really work, because both of them are gonna do too much damage. Unless, yeah, I mean... If Oops would predict a Calm Mind and go for an Earthquake, but then Teamcap actually just Hydro Pumps the Steelix. I mean, there's some mind games that are possible. Alright, both of them have chosen 3 Mons, just need to choose one more. We haven't seen Medicham come out from either of them. It's quite interesting. I'm more surprised that Teamcap didn't bring Medicham. At least it's pretty good into Steelix and Miltank. Although Miltank outspeeds, so I guess a choice band Miltank actually just OHKOs Medicham, I would guess. Alright, and there we go, game 3, everybody. Oh, I forgot to update the score, my bad. Game 3, Oops versus Teamcap. Both have gotten 1 win so far. It's again the Furret Golduck lead. Are we going to see the same thing again? Follow Me, Calm Mind, probably coming out from Teamcap. Or maybe it's just Follow Me and then Ice Beam into Zapdos. Not sure if Milotic wants to go for Icy Wind here. I guess they probably just double up into Furret with Hydro Pump. Milotic's moveset is probably Hydro Pump, Icy Wind, Protect, and I'm gonna guess Recover. Zapdos so far revealed Thunderbolt substitute probably has detect. Maybe a hidden power. Okay, so once again, T-Bolt looking like a solid 2-hit KO. There's an Ice Beam. Putting on the pressure. Onto the Zapdos. Big damage. Hydro Pump misses. Ooh. Okay. Awkward Hydro Pump miss there for Oops. Still, Zapdos can just KO the Furret with T-Bolt. However, if he does go for that, he's leaving himself open for being KO'd by the Golduck, which seems to be what's happening. No, there's a substitute, alright. Let's see if this has maybe a Salac or Pitaya Berry. Ice Beam once again. It's going to break the sub. Oops is going to hope that this Hydro Pump will connect to take out the Furret. And it does. So Furret goes down. Now Teamcap probably wants to bring in the Tauros, can outspeed the Zapdos. Easy knockout with return, of course. And then Golduck could just set up a Calm Mind. But of course, it is Salac. Oh, okay, wow. Yeah, the Salac Berry really turns the tables there. Because now Zapdos is the fastest mon on the field. So it can just one-shot the Golduck. Doesn't even need the Icy Wind anymore. Suddenly a very bad position for Teamcap. I guess you can protect the Golduck, hope that they T-Bolt there. Okay, but Teamcap just switches out the Golduck, sends in the Dusclops to tank what's likely a T-Bolt. Oh no, it's just detect, alright. Double Edge, oh. Locking into Double Edge over return is an interesting choice there. Icy Wind shouldn't really matter here. Tauros should still be able to take a Thunderbolt. Okay, and Dusclops has leftovers. Back to full. Speed drop doesn't matter on Dusclops, and so far doesn't actually matter on Tauros, because we saw that Milotic is still slower than -1 Tauros. But this will come down to getting a lot of value out of Golduck. Tauros is able to live the Thunderbolt, goes for the Double Edge, gets rid of the Zapdos. And what is Dusclops doing? There are still 3 Mons on Oops' side. Tauros is almost down, so Oops looking slightly favored, but this is by no means a done deal. Oops will still have to get through this Golduck. And if Teamcap can maybe burn the Miltank or whatever else there is, Golduck might be able to get the job done. If this is actually Choice Band Miltank, it will also have to lock itself into a move, and locking yourself into normal stab would be bad in the face of Dusclops. But we will see what comes out here. Is it going to be the Steelix? Oops is thinking about this. Okay, Steelix comes out. It's the field. Hydro Pump misses again! And the Shadow Ball from Dusclops. And a Spidef drop, which probably doesn't matter because Hydro Pump should one-shot anyways. But I guess that might open up a potential Ice Beam KO. but probably doesn't matter. But the second Hydro Pump miss in this game is really unfortunate. The first one was whatever, it's Hydro Pump, it happens. Second one, bad luck. So now the Tauros is still the fastest mon on the field, can get a double edge off. It is awkward though that Golduck probably has to take an Earthquake on the way in. If Tauros goes for double edge into my Milotic, it probably knocks itself out. Actually, pretty much guaranteed, I think. Yes. So then Golduck would have to take both a Hydro Pump and an Earthquake. So it is looking a bit rough. I'm not sure what Dusclops is going to try to do here. Yeah, this is looking rough for Teamcap. Okay, he goes for the double edge. Big damage into Milotic. Yeah, wow. It's about 70%. But Tauros does go down here. Oh, but I realized Steelix, if it Earthquakes, it's gonna hit Milotic, so... Let's see, I guess it's not going to Earthquake then. Well, I guess with Substitute, Milotic is able to do it anyways. Oh, but yeah, there's the double edge. Does not 2-hit KO Golduck though. Imprison from Dusclops. It does have Imprison. But which moves is it imprisoning? Will-O-Wisp, Shadow Ball, and I'm gonna guess Protect, right? It's gotta be Protect. The last move to imprison. That means now Steelix cannot Protect here. So it would have to switch out or dodge a Hydro Pump to survive. Maybe you're fine with sacking it? Not entirely sure. I don't think a Dusclops Shadow Ball will break the sub on Milotic. Substitute on Milotic, I just realized, is very interesting. It didn't even... I didn't even really realize, but that's a very odd choice. It's a really interesting choice on Milotic. So Teamcap already chose his moves. We're just waiting for Oops. Teamcap apparently knows exactly what he wants to do. It's gotta be a Hydro Pump into the Steelix, and then I guess it could be a Will-O-Wisp. Yeah, I think Will-O-Wisp into the Steelix slot to catch, for example, a Miltank, which probably does not have Rostberry. That's probably the play here. And then Milotic, I guess it 2-hit KOs Golduck at this point. Let's see. Okay, so Steelix does switch out. And Miltank once again brought from Oops. Hydro Pump connects. Big damage on the Miltank. Hydro Pump into Dusclops. Does not 2-hit KO. And the Will-O-Wisp connects as well into the Miltank. So as long as Teamcap can keep the Golduck alive, this looks pretty good for him. However, the Miltank should be faster than Golduck, so it should be able to get a hit off. Since you're burned, I guess you don't care about not being able to hit the Dusclops. Also, Dusclops should never be able to beat the Steelix. So first of all, you need to hit 2 Will-O-Wisps, and in the meantime, Steelix can Earthquake you twice. So you really need the the Golduck to win this game. So let's see, we might see a Protect coming out. No, Protect from Dusclops. Yeah, there's the Double Edge. It's gonna hurt. Barely survives. Hidden Power into the Milotic? Oh, no, into the Miltank. Oh. Okay. As long as Milotic can hit a Hydro Pump into Golduck, this game is looking over. Yeah, and there we go. Golduck will need probably 2 Shadow Balls to even break the substitute on Milotic. This is over. I am not sure about the Protect on Dusclops there. I would have just protected the Golduck, really. I don't know why he didn't protect Golduck. He didn't have Protect. He had Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, and Hidden Power, and then Calm Mind. Milotic has learned its lesson. It's not missing any more Hydro Pumps. Steelix has that Hidden Power. Hidden Power Ghost will finish off the Dusclops. And the win goes to Oops. Oops, in the end, found the right path to winning and managed to get there. Of course, the key part of winning this was to take out the Golduck, and then Steelix basically had it locked in anyways. So good games to both players. That was very entertaining. Teamcap kept himself in the game until the very end. But he really had to get every single play right to be able to win this. This was a rough matchup for him. Still, congrats to both. Congrats to Oops for winning. Congrats to Teamcap for keeping it tense until the last second.